I read your book, I want to say 6, 8 months ago when I first bought it.
Mhm.
And it changed me a lot because I had just gotten through like a pretty rough relationship. Girlfriend was cheating on me, you know, had
How
me
did you
pretty
find out
down
she was
bad.
cheating on you?
Well, I broke up with her, and then next day, I broke up with her for other reasons, just not following my frame. I was trying to do my own thing. And then I found out she was going on dates and, hanging out with one of my best friend's friends. So, spinning plates.
Hmm.
But yeah, and so that wasn't even that bad. I don't have any confirmation or anything that, she was fucking him or anything. Ooh, that she was, banging him or anything like that. But, I got into your content. I started taking my work a little bit more seriously. I run a couple side businesses. I trade full time. I manage a small ATM business.
Mhm.
You know, and so, I got into another relationship with this other girl, 8, pretty big girl. And I started off real fine, had good frame, made her fit into my frame, made her get rid of sorts of piercings and stuff like that, fit to my schedule. Lost frame like 4 months into the relationship, and then she actually went and cheated on me with somebody else. So I'm back on the grind now. Realize I need to get my stuff done. So right now, what I do, I
So
mentioned
the last
already.
2 girls you've been dealing with cheated on you?
Yep. Yeah. Pretty
Why do you think
big
that is?
disaster. I think I lost frame. I think it's that simple. I think when I got into the relationship, my brother, my entire friends group, they all have long-term girlfriends. They've been dating for,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. And so I thought, you'll
Were
find the one.
these women a little bit older?
Okay, so the first one was
Like, what was
much
the age
younger.
range?
Yeah, so I'm 24 now.
Mhm.
First one was 20. Okay.
Mhm.
Second one was 26. So I went from dating somebody younger to me to dating somebody older than me.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I think just what happened is, I get into the relationship, and then I think, she's the one, and I start to, I don't want to say, I definitely don't lose confidence. I get more confident, when I'm in a relationship, but I just think I allowed my happiness to rely on whether or not she was happy, and that's something I'll never do again. I have to be happy myself. I didn't even really call in for relationship advice. I know that's what this
No, that's fine,
this
but I wanted to
podcast
talk about
isn't
something
necessarily about.
since you brought it up because I added another red flag to the red flag chapter. There's 21, and by the way, you can the email list has it updated. So if you guys are on the email list, you can download the newest version of it with the extra red flag. But one of them is women that won't follow your lead and enter your frame, and I think that you can test for that really early on. You don't have to wait 6 months to find out that she's not going to follow your lead. You don't have to wait 8 months to find out that she's not going to enter your frame and be a complement to your life and try to be the focus of it. You can find out pretty early on. Like a simple test, like, hey, babe, before you come over tonight, do me a solid, grab that bottle red wine that I like. Simple thing, just to test her to see if she's going to comply with a simple request. Because as life goes on with this girl, if you're going to want her to be a compliment to your life, you're going to have her doing things with you and for you, right? So you just dismiss them early on, before you even get into the hey, where do we stand? I dig your vibe. I don't see anybody else right now. We can be exclusive sort of thing. And again, she's the one that asked that question. That's why I added the extra red flag in that chapter. So decide those things early on rather than waiting months into it, because I guarantee it, like, you probably noticed it happened a few times where you tried to set some sort of boundary or said no, and she pushed beyond it, and that's simply a chick that's not going to respect your boundaries. And
Believe it or not, this is actually pretty interesting. So I've been following your channel for a little while, and I read your book, and I actually did both of those things. I did the exact trick that you were talking about. Just left my wallet in the truck. Can you get this coffee?
Yeah.
Or, she'd be on her way over. I'd be like, oh, can you stop at Dunkin', get me a breakfast sandwich in the morning on a Saturday? Occasionally kind of test her to see if she's willing to go out of her way, to do things with me. And I did that with both of them, so that was like,
Did
again,
they pass that?
They did. Both of them passed
Continuously, though.
that test.
Continuously,
Yeah.
though.
You know what? Maybe not continuously throughout the whole relationship. I would say early on, like the
Because I mean, it
second.
changes as time goes on, right? As the relationship
Exactly.
develops, it's, hey, you know, you're going to the grocery store to get some stuff. Can you grab my dry cleaning while you're there? You know, here's a receipt.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's as the relationship goes on, the longer and longer I date them, I test them less
Mhm.
versus the testing needs to get more intense.
See, this is a great mistake that guys make with long-term relationship is they don't realize the amount of work that's involved. There's less work involved to spin plates and date multiple women simultaneously. There's just less work because if you're a top shelf guy and you've got options, it's pretty easy because if they just misbehave or they don't align with something you're doing, then you don't have time for them. You know, you make time for somebody else. Whereas with a chick in a long-term relationship, you know, if early on she was doing things like, I don't know, making your bed in the morning before she left and she stopped doing that, then that's when you have to basically say, hey, you know, the things that got you in the door here, you know, the things that, uh, you know, helped me choose you were what you were doing early on. You can't be stopping that stuff, right? Like you have to continue doing
Yeah.
that, right? So you have to hold them accountable to certain standards. So that guidance that you have to do is work. And that's more work than just being like, I'll just call the other girl sort of thing, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't care. Because there's no investment at that point. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.